Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Charles Coachman, and this is Bay Area Let's Talk Music. Bay Area Let's Talk Music. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Time change is catching up with us, but we're going to get through this. We are going to get through this. Let's see. There's a couple things that I like to make sure that I do before I get going into the show each day, and one of those is birthday shout outs. Ela Shucks Muttons. He is over in Africa. He works with National Geographic Africa. So Ela Chucks, happy birthday to you. And then Steve Bonafide is a realtor here in the Santa Clara Valley. Rented lips. Santa Clara Valley in San Jose. And Steve, wishing you a very happy birthday. Wishing you all the best. To Ela Chucks and Steve, happy birthday. And if it's your birthday out there, happy birthday. Enjoy it. Enjoy your day. That's what it's all about. Enjoy it. Let's throw back down here. Let's take a quick look. And I also like to talk about the companies that we're using. We are using a Ken Walls company teaching us how to grow live. And that is the growliveacademy.com. Teaching us how to use different platforms, how to take advantage of everything that's available to us. And it's one heck of a program. And on top of that, Ken's just a heck of a guy. So I would check out the Grow Live Academy if you're learning how to go live. And then StreamYard.com, that's a platform that we are using to go live with, StreamYard.com. And then to keep in touch with my clients, I am using Hippo Video. Hippo Video, make sure that you use it. Check it out. It's a great way to work. Now let's get back into this, and it is Bay Area Let's Talk. Bay Area Let's Talk Music. There is a lot to cover. There's a lot of birthdays today with everybody in rock and roll. One heck of a birthday list. And then there's just some great old general news about what's happening in the rock world and the music world, because it's not all rock. But let's take a look at it. And if you want to get in touch with me, you can reach me at 408-439-0766. You can either text or call. And then you can also reach me by email at bayarealetstalk@gmail.com. bayarealetstalk@gmail.com. Then, of course, you can reach me on Facebook at Charles Coachman on Facebook or Bay Area Let's Talk Facebook. And there you can find a lot of what we're talking about. You can find all our shows. And then I also have one other place where I keep my videos at. And for whatever reason, I can never remember the name of that. Let's see if I can take a look here real quick, see if I can dig it up. Oh, you know what? I am not even going to worry about it. But there is, under Charles Coachman, you'll be able to find some pages. And there is one that we put all sorts of videos on it. And when I am finished, I will put this. I don't know why it's so hard for me to remember that. But it's like the music of my life. The soundtrack of my life. The soundtrack of my life. I believe that's it. The soundtrack of my life. If you go there and look it up on Facebook, you will find different videos. And we'll cover several videos from today. Several videos that we are going to be talking about today. We'll cover that. So let's get on with today. Let's start out in 1940. Born on this day. Born on this day was Phil Lesh. Phil Lesh of the Grateful Dead. Bassist for the Grateful Dead. Part of 30 albums of the Grateful Dead. Phil Lesh, happy birthday to you. 1940 means you are 81 today. Wishing you a very, very happy birthday, Phil Lesh. 1941, turning 80 years old today, Mike Love of the Beach Boys. Mike Love of the Beach Boys. Now, Mike Love has been a huge part of the Beach Boys for all of their existence. He was a cousin of the Wilsons. And lead vocals, whenever they were on stage as a group, he was normally the one that came out and talked, came out and introduced everybody, being the least shy of the group. But hey, you know what? He did great vocals. He helped on the writing. He did a lot of things. He could also turn his baritone voice into a bass. So he was musically inclined. He still is. He's out there doing it. A lot of ups and downs, few scandals. He's ended up suing his cousins and stuff like that. So, oh, Mike Love, you were a beach boy, but you have also been a beach bum at times. But, and I mean, there was even some stuff on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions, and he ripped into like the Rolling Stones. Come on. That's supposed to be a fun time. But Mike Love, regardless, happy birthday to you. This date in 1944. 1944, Sylvester Stewart. Sylvester Stewart was born, better known as Sly Stone. Sly Stone, biggest hit, Everyday People. They had just a plethora of hits. He was a genius, just an absolute genius. But Everyday People stayed at the top for 4 weeks in 1969. Sly Stone, happy birthday to you. Wishing you just a wonderful, wonderful day. Born on this day, and I am sorry, I have got the sniffles. Born on this day, Howard E. Scott. Howard E. Scott of War, bassist player. He was part of War's time where they put out their biggest hits. Cisco Kid, Lowrider, Slipping into Darkness, and my favorite song, Why Can't We Be Friends? Just a bunch of great hits, and he is still out there touring with some of the guys from War. And they go by a different name now, but hey, man, what they were a terrific band. So Howard E. Scott, happy birthday to you. Now, this is somebody that a lot of people will not have heard of. This is someone that you may not have heard of. But on Rolling Stone's list of 100 best guitarists ever, number 8 on this list was a fellow named Ry Cooder. An amazing guitarist, Ry Cooder. He was number 8 on the best 100 guitarists, and he's a blues artist, rock and roll, anything with the Southern music. He was incredible. He still is. I think his last album came out maybe 3 years ago. But Ry Cooder, happy birthday to you. Wishing you all of the best. I am going to turn my sound down for just a second. That is much better. That is much better. Got the sniffles and can't get rid of them. So, Ry Cooder, happy birthday to you. Born on this date in 1955, Dee Snider. Dee Snider of the heavy metal group Twisted Sister. Twisted Sister. He was born in Massapequa, New York. And of course, we know Dee Snider best from We're Not Going to Take It. We're Not Going to Take It, which I think he said he wrote in 20 minutes while he was babysitting his son while his wife was at the grocery store. I believe that was the story. But Dee Snider, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, man. 1955, Elvis Presley signed a management contract with the Colonel, Tom Parker. Colonel Tom Parker kept Elvis tied up his whole career. So, Elvis, at least through all the good parts. Elvis, you had one heck of a career, and Tom Parker did well by him. 1955, on this date, Ray Charles peaked at number 2 on the U.S. and R&B charts with the single, I Got a Woman. I Got a Woman. And that was just an awesome song. And it was the first time we heard the term soul music. Soul music, a blend of gospel and R&B music. Soul music. And there wasn't anyone better than Ray Charles. He was incredible. So, born on this date in 1963, Bret Michaels. Bret Michaels of the band Poison. And he is still kicking around. And you know what? He had some big hits for them. And he had big hits as a solo guy. But I think he's more of a celebrity artist now and does a lot of celebrity shows. But he has also done a lot of good things for folks with type 1 diabetes, as he was born with that and was a very sick little boy, but has grown up and made himself a good career. So, Bret Michaels, happy birthday, man. 1966 Grammy Awards. The Grammy Awards. Herb Alpert's Taste of Honey wins Grammy for Record of the Year. Record of the Year. Let's see who else won. Frank Sinatra, September of My Years, wins a Grammy for Album of the Year. And then Tom Jones wins a Grammy for Best New Artist, 1966. And who can forget? Let's pop that up. Let's pop that up real quick. Herb Alpert. And what was the name of the album? Taste of Honey. Let's pop that up and see what we can see. I just want to see a copy of the album. Taste of Honey. Let's see if we can pop that up. Oh, come on. Taste of Honey. Let's see if we can pop that up real quick. Share screen. See if we can get that. Share that. Now, it's a small one, but do you remember that? My wife and I just saw Herb Alpert and his wife just, I think, 2 years back. 2 years ago, we saw him over in Santa Cruz, and it was just it was awesome just to be able to see him and enjoy that. So let's pull out of there. Let's come back into StreamYard. So I hope everyone got to see that. So, and I didn't take a look, but Taste of Honey, Taste of Honey. What an awesome album. Now, born in 1968, Mark McGrath, or he's better known, Sugar Ray. Born on this day, Mark McGrath had a huge hit in 1999. Every morning. If you've got kids that were teenagers in the 90s, they will remember that song every morning. As a matter of fact, my wife and I went to see, well, not to see him, but to see the Rolling Stones, and he was the opening act, Sugar Ray. So, Sugar Ray, happy birthday to you. 1969, Cream started a 2-week run at #1 in the UK for their final album, Goodbye, or Cream Goodbye. Cream was built of Eric Clapton, Jack Bruce, and Ginger Baker, a 3-man power group, and they were powerful. They were awesome. I'm going to share once again here real quick for a story, and I want to make sure that I've got the right story if it's going to show up. Let's see, go there, and let's pick up on this. Whoop, that's not what I wanted. This right here, let's see if we can get that. Janice Joplin, and I am not sure if this is the cover that I wanted, but Janice Joplin was featured on the cover of Rolling Stone, 1969, and I can't see the date on this, but in 1969, and it cost, at that time, Rolling Stone was 35 cents. Probably wouldn't give 35 cents for it now, but back then, I certainly would have. So, let's make sure you can see that. Let's see if we can open that up a little bit. And we're not going to worry about it. Not going to worry about this. Let's just stop sharing. Boom. And there we go. Okay. On this date in 1973, Roberta Flack was at #1 with Killing Me Softly. She had the #1 hit single. And in 1973, on this date, Elton John continued to have the top selling album. That was Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player. Don't shoot me, I'm only the piano player. 1975, Led Zeppelin went to #1 with their double album, Physical Graffiti. Houses of the Holy, Kashmir. 6 years, Sick Again, and then 10 years ago, Kashmir was one of the greatest hits ever. Just an incredible song. In 1975, the Doobie Brothers went to #1 on the singles list. The first time they went to #1 with Blackwater. Now, I can remember that because I was a high school sophomore. And our local radio station, KFRC, which covered the entire Bay Area, KFRC was doing or helping to set up, and I don't know what the right word was, or the word is, but they were promoting this concert, and I think it was called the Bridge Concert. And at this concert, the Doobie Brothers were going to be playing, and Bob Dylan was going to be playing. Willie Mays was going to be there. I believe it was Neil Young going to be there, Grand Funk Railroad. And some awesome, awesome people were going to be playing this, and it was to pay for music and arts at the high schools to keep it alive, because that was the time when we were starting to lose some of the programs. But KFRC had a contest, and you had to call in and vote for your school. Well, the high school that I was going to then was Antioch High School, and Antioch High School won that contest. And I think they won 50 tickets. How cool was that? And Antioch High School was a rockin' high school. We may have been a little bit redneck, but it was a rock and roll high school for sure. In this date in 1986, Starship, who had come from Jefferson Airplane to Jefferson Starship and then moved into Starship. Starship went to #1 with their song Sarah. It had reached number 66 in the UK, but in the US, it went to #1. In 1986, the Bangles, do you remember the Bangles? The Bangles went to #2 with their song Manic Monday. Manic Monday, which was written by Prince. The song was written by Prince. They were held out of #1 by Prince's song Kiss, which he performed. But Manic Monday was at #2 with the Bangles, and Prince's other song, Kiss, was the #1 single in the US. 1999, several people inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Bruce Springsteen, Billy Joel, they both thanked their mothers. Paul McCartney mourned the loss of his wife, and then the three led a jam session. This was the 14th annual rock and roll inductee to the Hall of Fame. So 1999, Bruce Springsteen, Billy Joel, and Paul McCartney. That's a pretty good group. That's a pretty good group. And we're gonna come back to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to finish this up. On this date in 2002, Yoko Ono unveiled a 7-foot bronze statue of John Lennon overlooking the check-in hall at Liverpool's John Lennon Airport. The rebranding of the airport featured a sketch of Lennon's face, and above his head said, "Above us only stars." Above us only stars, which came from the song Imagine. So, John Lennon, God bless you and keep you. And thank you for your wonderful music. Rest in peace. Now, we are coming back, and this is how we're going to finish. 2004. These are some of the inductees to the Music Hall of Fame. Prince, the late George Harrison, Traffic, ZZ Top, Bob Seger, Jackson Browne, The Dells, and Rolling Stone magazine founder Jan Wenner are welcomed into to become Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. Now, later on, I'll be uploading a video to the soundtrack of my life, and it will have Prince, Jeff Lynne, Tom Petty, Donnie Harrison, Steve Winwood, and it looked like Mark Knopfler in there also, and then some other amazing musicians playing While My Guitar Gently Weeps. A huge George Harrison song that was part of the Beatles. And that is all that we have for Bay Area Let's Talk Music on Monday, March 15th. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope that you have a wonderful evening. We will be back on Wednesday and sharing more about this day in rock. Have a great day. I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. And remember, turn the music on, turn the world off. Have a great night. Bye.